Hey guys, for today's video I am going to be doing a full face of viral slash hyped up makeup. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So starting off, I'm going to use the very popular Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops. So I have seen so much hype about this. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen a lot of content and hype around this product. I know a lot of people use it as a primer type of product, or you can use it as a serum. It's supposed to be a brightening serum. So I am going to use this kind of like a primer slash skin prep, moisturizing my skin before doing makeup. I am going to be using an actual primer too, but I'm just going to kind of prep my skin with this. And do I think this is worth the hype? I think it's a beautiful, beautiful product. It smells amazing. I think it definitely gives your skin a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful glow. I mean, look at that. It just makes your skin look so glowy and healthy. So I think it's a great product. Yes, I would say kind of worth the hype, but also, I mean, I really have mostly just used this kind of as a primer when I want an extra bit of glow to my skin. I haven't used this consistently for actually like helping to even out the skin tone and get rid of dark spots, which this is supposed to be helpful for because this is a skincare serum. So it is supposed to help target those concerns. So if you want to fade dark spots and stuff, it is supposed to help with that. I have not tested it out for that, but I have enjoyed using this as a primer. So then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a primer. This is the Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer. I feel like this, this isn't like a recent product that was hyped, but I know there definitely was a time a few years ago where this product was very, very talked about and a lot of people really, really liked this. I did use this on my wedding day because I was just, when I was researching which products to make your makeup last really long throughout the day like I wanted it to do for my wedding. This primer kept coming up, so I decided to give it a try, and it is what I ended up using on my wedding, and it did help my makeup last throughout the day. It definitely has a smoothing effect to the skin. I don't know if you guys could tell when I just applied that, but it definitely kind of smooths out the skin. It also kind of gets rid of a little bit of that glow that I had going on from this. It kind of slightly mattifies the skin, but definitely kind of blurs the appearance of the skin a little bit. I don't know if it's anything crazy worth the hype. So I do think it is a really nice primer. I think I've seen that there are dupes for this that I have not tried. I feel like this is pretty pricey, but I mean, it's a good primer. I don't feel like I have to have this in my routine. I honestly haven't used it that much since my wedding. So for me, I guess this one isn't super, super worth the hype for me, but at the same time, I still think it is a really nice primer. So then going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I know this product has been going around more recently and it's been super, super hyped and super popular. So much so that I ended up purchasing it and I love it. This one I would absolutely say is worth the hype. If you want that glowy skin for summer, just have that filter type of effect on your skin, and I think you're gonna like this. I love this. Now I have this in the shade Too Fair, and this works good for me right now. I feel like if I get a little bit of a tan, I might want to go one shade up, but this is beautiful. I mean, look at the glow that this gives the skin. It is beautiful. Sometimes I even want to just almost wear this on its own because it's so pretty, but I almost feel like on its own maybe it's a little too glowy, but you could definitely just wear it on its own if you want. Maybe setting it with a powder would kind of help get rid of a little bit of that shine if you don't want it quite as glowy looking, but I think it's beautiful and I have loved this. I did actually also use this on my wedding day and I love it. So, so beautiful. I mean, look at that glow. It also provides a nice base for makeup if you want to make sure that you're gonna look nice and luminous. And you can also use this in a variety of ways. I actually like to use it on my décolleté to give it a little bit of a glow, on my shoulders to give a glow, and also you can use this as a highlighter too. You could use this on top of makeup like a regular highlighter. You can mix it in with your foundation, or you can use it like I just did by applying it before your foundation and just all over your face. So there's definitely a variety of ways that you can use this, and I think it's worth the hype. Then for concealer, the COSSIS Revealer Concealer. This product was definitely hyped and has definitely gone viral. I know this isn't newer news, but it has definitely been a viral product, and I will say I really, 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 really like this concealer. It blends in so, so nice. It's so creamy. When they first launched, the shade that I got was definitely more on the yellow tone, but since they launched the some more shades, which they did a while back, I like this concealer even more because I find that I can definitely find a shade that fits me even better now. Something that's not quite so yellow toned. I have this in the shade 02W, which I believe is like a warmer tone kind of, but this shade works better for me than the shade that I have before, and it just doesn't look too yellow on me, I don't think. So I really like this. It blends in like a dream. It's so beautiful and creamy, and it looks really pretty natural too, but still gives like a nice light to medium coverage. I'd say more so maybe medium coverage. You can definitely kind of build up the coverage, but hoping you just see just like how natural that looks. It doesn't look heavy. It just looks really beautiful and skin-like. So those are the main reasons that I really like this. I'm just gonna apply it on some areas. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation or dark spots from past acne, so I'm just kind of dotting it all over to get some extra little bit of coverage there. And then for the foundation that I'm going to talk about, this is actually the foundation that I used at my wedding. I guess a few of the products that I used at my wedding are viral products, or they are quite hyped. So the foundation is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I used this on my wedding. I really liked it. For my wedding, I just wanted something that was going to be reliable. It was going to give like medium coverage, but also just something that I didn't have to worry about it looking cakey or worry about it not lasting well throughout the day. And again, when I was researching for what foundations are good for weddings, something that's gonna just be kind of foolproof and you don't have to worry about it not sitting well on the skin, this is the foundation that kept coming up throughout my research. And I will say I didn't have to worry about it looking cakey, and it just lasted really well throughout the day. It gives a really pretty finish where it has like a slightly dewy finish, but nothing overly dewy, especially like on camera for photographs. You don't want something super dewy sometimes because that can just look shiny or oily, but this just looks really beautiful. It looks really healthy. It looks really skin-like, and that's what I wanted for on my wedding. I didn't want it to look like I had a heavy face of makeup on. I just wanted to look a little bit of glam, but also somewhat natural. I think that this is a great, reliable foundation. I honestly haven't used it that much since my wedding, but that's just because it's not necessarily the cleanest foundation, and I normally prefer to stick to, I just really have enjoyed a lot of the clean beauty foundations that I have. I normally go for those, but on a day where I want to make sure that I'm not going to have to worry about how my base is going to look, I want it to last throughout the day, look nice on the skin and not look cakey, then I like to use this one. So then on to a setting powder. This is the COSSIS Cloud Set. I'm pretty sure this was quite hyped, and a lot of people have really enjoyed it, and I am definitely one of those people. Ever since I got this, I've been using it pretty much non-stop. I feel like almost every single time I do my makeup, I use this powder. I love it. It gives like a blurring effect to the skin, and it's beautiful. It's a nice, I'd say like simple powder that I can rely on. It's not gonna look heavy. It's gonna help to get rid of a little bit of that excess shine, but it's also not gonna completely take away any glowiness. Like if you have any glowy base products on, it kind of still lets that, or those glowy products still poke through, so it doesn't like completely mattify your face. Kind of gives a little bit of a blurring effect, and it still lets that glow poke through, which I really like. So I have been loving this. Absolutely, I would say this one is worth the hype. On to bronzer, the Say Beauty Sun Melt in the shade Light Bronze. This is the shade that I have, and this one has been pretty hyped too. I feel like a lot from Say Beauty has been pretty hyped. I've tried a few things from them and I have enjoyed them. Now, I haven't used a whole lot of cream products. I feel like I'm still kind of new to using cream products. I've used them, but I don't use them super often, at least when it comes to bronzers. I've used other cream products, but not bronzers as much. I have used this a variety of times, but I haven't gotten hooked on it. I feel like the shade almost isn't like the best for me. This is the shade Light Bronze. Sometimes I feel like it's a little orangey / reddy. I'm not totally sure, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the shade isn't like the best for me. I personally just haven't gotten hooked on this product. I know a lot of people do really enjoy this. I haven't really felt the desire to reach for this super often. So for me, I would say this one isn't worth the hype, but don't get me wrong, it's a nice product. You might enjoy this. Everyone has their own opinions, but I just haven't felt the desire to reach for it super often, and therefore I just don't think it's necessarily worth the hype for me personally. But if you do like cream bronzers, you might like this one. I mean, it does blend into the skin really well, and it does look quite natural. So then on to blush. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. This product is so hyped, but I totally get it. It's so good. I've been loving it. I've used it quite a bit. I actually have 2 shades, but I really enjoy this shade Joy. It's a really pretty peachy color. It's perfect for summer, but you just, this will last you forever. You just need the tiniest bit. What I'll do is I will take just a dot on my hand, and then I will take my sponge, and I normally like to use like a rounded sponge for this, but so I'm just gonna take a little bit like this, and then I just dab it onto my skin, and I find that this is the best way to apply it so that it's not gonna be too pigmented, because if you just put a dot on your face, I feel like it's harder to blend out and you end up applying too much. So doing it like this kind of prevents that from happening. So I'm just gonna take a little bit more, but you can see it is gonna give some really good pigment. I'm going in kind of with small little bits because I don't want to overdo it, but you can really build up the pigment with these. Like, these are very pigmented, and they blend in beautifully. I mean, look how natural that looks. Perfect for a no makeup look. Of course, if you go heavy-handed with it, it will look more obvious like you got makeup on, because that's a bright blush, but it just blends in seamlessly. It looks super skin-like. I have been loving this for summer. So then, like I mentioned, you can use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, kind of like a highlighter. So I like to do this sometimes. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand here, and similar to like I did with the blush, I'm just gonna take my sponge and I'm just gonna dab it on this way. Doing it like this helps this product to work well as a highlighter. I feel like if you go on directly onto the skin, it doesn't blend out as seamlessly. So I like to apply it to my hand and then dab some onto the sponge and then dab it onto my face, and I find that that works the best. But look at that. Such a pretty highlight. So you can definitely use this in a variety of ways. So then for brows, this is the COSSIS Brow Pop. I know that a lot of people really love this. This is definitely a viral brow pencil, and I love this. This has been one of my favorites. I've had this for quite a while now. I actually have a backup one of these, and I just love it so much. This is pretty much the only brow pencil that I'll use, at least for the most part. This is normally the brow product that I use. It has like a triangular shaped tip, and I find that it just makes it really easy to kind of draw in kind of the shape that you want, and I find that you can still do those hair-like strokes with it, and it's just really nice. The COSSIS Air Brows are also super popular. I really enjoy the clear version of it. It's just a really nice way to kind of set the brows if you want to do that, and I feel like the spoolie size on this is the perfect size, and it dispenses the perfect amount of product. So I love these. I'd say this is definitely worth the hype, as well as that brow pencil. Now let's get into eyeshadow. So I feel like, you know, Charlotte Tilbury products get hyped a lot, and they tend to go viral a lot, and you see a lot of people talking about them. And Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk collection was definitely one of those collections that definitely went viral, and a lot of people were really enjoying and talking about. And this is the Pillow Talk eyeshadow palette. I have only used this a few times, and while they are pretty, for me, this isn't worth the hype. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful eyeshadows. I mean, they're nice. I just haven't like reached for them super often, so just because of that, I'd say they aren't worth the hype. But I mean, you get some great pigment with them. You can create beautiful looks. These shades are beautiful, but they're not shades that you haven't seen before, so it's not like anything super different. So I guess in that aspect, that's why for me, I'd say they aren't totally worth the hype. But I mean, don't get me wrong, there are still really pretty eyeshadows. So I'm just using these 2 shades right here, which are the 2 matte shades in this palette. I kind of like mix them up a little bit, and then I'm just applying it to the crease, and then I'm gonna apply those same shades to the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take this shimmery shade right here, and I'm gonna apply it all over the lid. And then I'll take this top shade right here, which is a shimmery pink shade, and I'm gonna kind of pat that into the middle. I will also apply a little bit of this pink shimmer shade to the inner corners. beautiful eyeshadow look. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. I just haven't reached for it a whole lot. So therefore, it's not worth the hype for me. But, I mean, it's still beautiful. For lips, some more recent hypes and products that have been going viral are the new Rare Beauty lip products. They're Kind Words lip liner and lipstick. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply these. I did a whole swatch video for these if you guys are curious for all the shades. I'm gonna use the shade Humble right now. So I'm starting with the lip liner, and I think these are really, really nice. The lip liners are very creamy. They just glide on. They come in 10 shades, and for all of the lip liners, there is a matching lipstick, and these are supposed to give a matte finish. And because I'm not huge on matte lipsticks, normally, I probably wouldn't think that they'd be worth the hype. And I don't know, maybe these aren't super different than other matte lipsticks out there, but I have really enjoyed these. And actually normally I don't really like matte lipsticks, but these lipsticks I actually do really, really like, because while they have like a velvety feel on the lips, and they might feel, you know, they have that like matte feeling when you first apply them, but I feel like the longer that I would wear them throughout the day, I just forgot that I was wearing them, and I feel like that's kind of what you want. So for me, for matte lipstick that I actually enjoy and my lips don't feel crazy dry, that's a win for me. So I would say that these are worth the hype. So then for mascara, the Rare Beauty mascara, I know this is a pretty popular mascara, and is it worth the hype? For me, it is. I feel like I rarely find mascaras that I really like for my eyelashes, because my eyelashes normally would just point straight down. But this mascara works really well for me, and it is one that I just like continue to reach for. I've had this for several months now, and I feel like this is definitely my most used mascara for the past few months. So for me, it's definitely worth the hype. So I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes and then apply it. It does a really nice job at lengthening my eyelashes, volumizing them, and I find that my eyelashes hold a curl with this mascara better than they do for some mascaras. So that's why I really like it, and it's been worth the hype for me. It's one that I continue to use, and I just really, really enjoy it. And then for a setting spray, this is not a recent viral product, but I definitely think it's a hyped up product. This is the Skindinavia, the makeup finishing spray. I use the Skindinavia bridal version setting spray for my wedding, and that worked really well. It helped my makeup last all day, and this I feel like is pretty similar. I just think that the bridal version might be like a little bit longer lasting, like it helps your makeup last even longer, but their original makeup setting spray does definitely make your makeup last really long. So if you know that you like the Urban Decay setting sprays, then you'd probably really like this. Kind of helps your makeup to kind of like blend into your skin even better, and it's going to help to make your makeup last all day long. And whenever I use this setting spray, my makeup definitely lasts really, really well throughout the day. And even after like 8 hours, my makeup still looks really good. So I would say this is worth the hype. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. What viral products do you really like, or do you think are really worth the hype? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the products that I used in today's video, I will have them listed and linked in the description box below. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for my next video.